Carbuncle! Go! So, when I sync this later, my carbuncle exclamation should be on the go. And, hopefully, I'll get that properly. my commentary won't be desynced. Oh, that is so loud in my ears. This theme song is going to be embedded in my skull for, like, the rest of time. Not only have I played this game a couple of times now, although I've only beaten this one scenario and I've beaten it twice. But I've been watching some streams by Nenny to, you know, to see the translations and watch her play because it's fun. This opening is very pretty. And I'm gonna sit here and hope that my arms don't get tired for... Right now it's just half an hour-ish. Yeah, 36 minutes. But the entire length of this little project is about 2 hours. And for those 2 hours, I'm gonna have to be holding my microphone straight up to my face because I was having recording problems where I was trying to record the commentary for this and it was picking up the video audio. This is also going to get worse when I get back to the Sorcery Saga videos. So this is like my 5th or 6th attempt to record this freaking game. Like, I've had the gameplay done for a while. I mean, I finished the editing, like, I want to say like yesterday or the day before when I'm doing this. But I've had part 1 done, completely done with, like, all the editing for a while, and it just needed the commentary, and I was getting issues. And I was also struggling a lot with my motivation levels. But yeah, now we're back. I also didn't have any space on this computer, so I got a brand new computer. I think it runs pretty well, but there's, like, no memory on it, so I had to buy an external memory thing. But hey, I can get back to everything I want to do. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Also, Schezo is just standing right next to a kid that kind of looks a lot like Agnes. Or should I say Schezo? That's how they decided to spell his name in this game. I guess they were having troubles deciding how these names are spelled for a bit. Yeah, step near the spooky mirror. That won't end horrifically. Goodbye, Schezo. Wait, was that missing graphics right there, or was that intentional? Huh. Apologies if I, like, instantly forget something. I just have a lot of memory issues. So, if I have a lot to say, and I don't know how much time I have to get through it, realistically speaking. I should have cut this out because it's taking fucking forever. Come on, title screen. If you guys look around, my channel looks like super freaking barren. That's not because I haven't been making things, that's because I decided to hide all of my old videos in preparation. Also, you will hear part of me wants to say the background music, but I think it's just all the audio in general cut out quite a bit over the course of this recording. That is not the emulation. That is the sound of me making a save state, and I make a lot of them. The thing about Madou Monogatari games is that they are generally really difficult to make up for the fact that they're really short. So I'm gonna have to break this pretty soon, but I generally don't play any of the games without save states. I always save state on everything. Unfortunately, this is going to end with like every single disc station game. I have almost all of them. I think I'm only missing like 3 games at maximum. At this point, I have like every game in this freaking franchise now. And I can't read Japanese. So that's fun with like every single game that isn't translated, which is 90% of them. And yes, I'm counting all of the ports in that. So this playthrough is the start of a new playlist I'm doing, which is so if you're one of my friends, you probably know that I was doing a whole Puyo marathon where it's like playing every single Puyo game. And this is basically an elaboration or evolution of that, where I'm playing every single game in this franchise that I can get my hands on, and I'm going to try to do it chronologically, going not by the official Madou chronology timeline, whatever the fuck. There's gonna be swearing, I'm sorry. But by my personal timeline that I picked out with my friends. But it's just me and the one friend doing all the research. The other one's there for moral support and hopefully to tell me when my ideas are really dumb. Actually, hopefully both of them are there to tell me when my ideas are really dumb, but so far I'm just enabled. And everything I do, I feel so much enablement. So I'm rocking back and forth, and I'm hoping that's not disrupting the audio too much. I just have a lot of trouble sitting still. There are so many things I want to say, but I don't know how relevant any one thing is. Oh, one other thing I want to talk about is, like, elaborating on a previous point. By the way, this character and a lot of others you're going to see are, actually from a different game entirely. Oh god, I don't know if I can say this properly. Madoshi Lopa? Which came out before, Madou Monogatari did. But yeah, like almost every single Madou Monogatari game, and Puyo game, of course, is like so short you can just sit down and knock one out in the course of an afternoon. Probably even faster if you, 1, can read Japanese, and 2, know what you're doing. So I lucked out that I really like this scenario, and it's the easiest and simplest of the 3 included in Madou Monogatari ARS. Because that meant that replaying it wasn't too much of a struggle. The next game I have to do is ARS scenario, and kind of dreading it a little bit because I know what awaits me. Even with the video, even with like an entire live stream that's in parts, but you know. Just count it as all one big live stream, honestly. Even with that to guide me, I'm terrified because I'm not to remember anything. And there's also going to be a lot of cuts here, where I stopped and, you know, tried to cross-reference or otherwise translate what items I got. Oh hey, I said this with very good timing, there it is. So every time that happens, and sometimes when it doesn't, sometimes you'll just hear the audio cutting. That basically means I sat around for over a minute, trying to figure out what this Japanese means and what I should do about it. And then after Madou Monogatari A, I listened this out like yesterday and I still don't remember offhand. I think it was, Big Kindergarten Kids, and then Rilu's story, which is also extremely complicated, by the way. I feel like I'm definitely forgetting something here right now. But I guess that's for future me to figure out. But after I do... I am forgetting. Madou Monogatari 1 happens after Big Kindergarten Kids and before Rilu's story. And then I can do Madou Monogatari 2, which is my favorite in the series, even if it's absurdly difficult. The Madou series specifically. And one weird thing about this list right now is that I hate Big Kindergarten Kids. I don't consider it part of my timeline, but I take like a lot of headcanons out of it. So, you know, I'm gonna try to keep the ranting about that game to a minimal when I do play it, because I hate those kinds of playthroughs where it's just like, okay, if you hate this thing so much, why are you playing it? Nobody's forcing you. So I don't like being overly negative in my Let's Plays. But the other half of all of my recordings is that I want every single game from this franchise recorded on my channel in some way. Now that's not going to be entirely possible, like any games I don't have access to, it's not going to happen. But for everything else, I will be playing it and posting it to the channel eventually. The other ports of any game that has other ports, which is a couple of them, and, you know, the games that aren't part of my timeline, that aren't Big Kindergarten Kids, will just be played and uploaded eventually, at some point. We'll see how that goes. Also, I hate this guy right here. He can poison you. And poison in this game, man, don't you love losing your progress? Poison in this game, works very not like how it works in anything else. You get an antidote, you eat the antidote, and then you wander around for a while, and eventually the antidote will kick in. And you can eat an antidote and then get poisoned and wander around and get cured. Yeah, I came back, I think, to buy the antidotes. I don't know who this character is, by the way. They're cute, though. Also, what else is cute is Schezo's little grumpy face. If there's anything I really like about the Madou Monogatari games, it's getting to see the expressions the characters make, for most of them. They're usually really cute. Also, the animation you get when you, like, run into walls, it's usually just the regular damage animation you see in battle, but it's still pretty cute. I feel mean just saying that. So, oh yeah. For me, Madou, Monogatari, specifically 2 for the Game Gear because that's the first one I played. It's the first first-person dungeon crawler I have ever played or seen in any aspect. I'm like thinking about there's stuff like I think Doom, but you don't really see games that play like this anymore. Although I did get to buy one recently, and it's sort of fun, except I need to re-download it to this new computer. I kind of wish this genre would make a good, like, actual comeback. Because I find this style of gameplay actually a bit addicting. I mean, the encounter rate is always just the worst. Like, either you get every enemy at once and you can't take a single step, or when you finally need to be fighting enemies, you can't encounter anything. And here's this monkey, who was also from that other game that I mentioned. So this is really missable if you can't read Japanese. But you're supposed to wander around and get a persimmon, I think specifically on the 3rd floor, but honestly I have no idea. I also, upon further inspection, or in hindsight, whichever you prefer, I think you're supposed to fight Witch and she'll drop a persimmon, you know, once certain things are fulfilled or whatever. But if you can't read Japanese, you can't really tell that. So when I first played this game, I could not figure out how to progress, I could not figure out how to get the item I needed, and thought I just... And when I finally had the item, I didn't know why. So I wound up thinking, okay, it's a specific square they have to walk on after talking to the monkey. And who knows, maybe that is the case, but I'm pretty sure it's attached to Witch in some form. And once you have the persimmon, you have to eat it. So you have persimmon seeds, and then you can give the seeds to the monkey, and then you can progress. It's not that hard of a concept once you've, you know, figured it out. But it sure is unintuitive, and it can easily get you stuck if you don't know what you're doing. That's not even the worst item thing in this game. And it's not even the worst in all of the scenarios. Like, as I've mentioned, I am dreading Arl and Rulu scenarios, because I think they get, like, progressively more complicated between the two. And I think, like, the combat difficulty in Rulu's scenario is, like, super hecky easy. But that doesn't help me with the language side of things. I also need to remember to ask Minnie for her maps, because she drew, like, a bunch of them, and I'm gonna need them for these games. Not for this one. I was good for this one. Sorry, I'm just taking a moment to, like, try to think of what else I can talk about. I feel like all of the interesting tidbits that I want to say are, like, either for a different part or for other games entirely. It's hard to talk about something you just generally enjoyed, like... I jinxed it! I jinxed it! Welcome to the poison theme, everybody! I hate this theme. It haunts me. Also, I find these games to be incredibly pretty. Okay, I don't know. I know that a couple of the later games, I think like 2, maybe 3 of them, for some reason decided to go with like this really ugly 3D brick background, like generic orange bricks. And this appearance is a lot better. Also, I like Witch's design in this game. I like how super cute and childy she looks. Which sounds weird, but it's like, this is a prequel game. Schezo's younger here, why should Witch not be younger? We'll come up against some other really recognizable faces, and they will not have any noticeable age difference. And it'll be kind of weird to literally nobody but me. To be honest, I'm the only one who gets weirded out by this stuff. I guess I could talk about my timeline since it's, you know, very important to why this video is getting posted first. Video? Well, I mean, yeah, it's a video, but, like, game. Sorry. It's because for my timeline, I'm going with the general idea that Schezo, was, like, born 100, 200, whatever years ago, and is just immortal now. Or at the very least ageless. Except that he's definitely immortal in my version. Man, I'm gonna have a time. And part of the reason why I want to record everything is just because I am so sick of not knowing what's in these freaking games. Like, if you guys are here, you're probably from the Puyo fandom, and you've probably been looking into this kind of stuff on your own time. And don't you get frustrated at how little information there actually is about it, about the actual content of these games? Like, maybe you'll get a plot overview, but you won't really know what's in here. I also spent a good 4 years with like a lot of misinformation, and I'm still quite bitter about it. Also, the little crystal we have in the center of the screen here, the one that like always points north, definitely my favorite version of the compass in these games. Like, in almost every single game, or possibly every single game, at least the ones where you're in first person like this, you get an item to show you which direction you're facing. And definitely the worst item so far, I'd have to say, is... I have experience with it in Madou Monogatari 3 for the PC-98, but it's probably all 3 games, Monogatari 1, 2, and 3 for the PC-98 probably, where it's this little gem. Not like this. It's like an actual 8-sided gem thing. And the dark side points south, and the lighter side points north, but it's like... It looks like a gem! It doesn't move that noticeably. Like, yeah, if you're paying attention, but it's really easy to get confused. I like this one. It's pretty, it's aesthetic, or whatever, and you can tell which way it's facing at basically any time. Although, because I'm me, I very frequently forget that it's always pointing north. My brain just takes it as like, ah, yes, that direction. Oh my god, my arms are exhausted. Man, it's not even 30 minutes yet. I'm gonna have to figure out a different setup. Wow. Seconds go all over. I can't believe I was worried that I would run out of time before I run out of topics. I also really like the draw distance in these games. Like, that's going to, like, specifically ARS. That's going to sound really weird with, like, no context. And I think the PC98 games also did well. But the original MSX2 game, Madou Monogatari 123, that was on the MSX2. And yes, by the way, the PC98 ports are ports and not the original games. And, you know, not how the series was supposed to be. Now, ARS is also up for the PC98, but that's not what I'm talking about. If I'm talking about the PC98 games, I'm talking about the ports of 1, 2, and 3, which are very famous, infamous, famous for, you know, the blood. But the MSX2 originals were very chibi and cutesy, like this game is. They also lacked a floor, lacked a ceiling, and lacked draw distance. And oh god. You can tell that I was suffering in game 2, like when I was playing this. Gay the Whale is here. I hate him, he's going to come back, and I'll hate him even more. Cool. Anyways, but yeah, the MSX2 games lack a ceiling, lack a floor, don't have any draw distance, it is super easy to get lost, you can't see what's on the ground. You will randomly get prompts for things, and through playing the PC98 ports, I was able to figure out, oh, this is items that are on the ground, but I can't tell that in the MSX2 version. Because they aren't there, it's just flat out not drawn. It's still playable, but it is so much more confusing. And, in my opinion, vaguely terrifying. I don't know, it's just something about like a deep black sky that freaks me out. I like this game better, it has a ceiling. Lamia? Her tail looks like a chili pepper. She's also, too strong. For judging from all the death. This game also doesn't have very many encounters that I, like, actually enjoy seeing. Unfortunately. Like, in general, I don't like having encounters because I don't like fighting because I am a lazy bitch and a cowardly one. But, you know, I would think that one of the big appeals of a game like this would be, you know, enjoying running into the random mooks. But for the most part, I generally don't like the mooks. Like, not for the experience, just for, like, the design of the character. It's what you're supposed to enjoy, but I don't enjoy any single part. And any part I do enjoy kind of gets soured when I keep getting my butt kicked. Although I do like Harpy. Harpy is one of the ones that I like. I don't know why she's so fancy. Okay, so something I forgot to mention up until now, and we have like 7 minutes left, so I better make this quick. This game, specifically ARS, and no other game in the series does this, to my knowledge, is when you use a spell or an item, it goes up in your list. So, you know, the thing right below next page, which is the first option, will always be your most recently used. Most used and recently used. Which, for me, results in a lot of misclicks because I am never expecting it to change. So if you ever see me, like, immediately reload after using healing, it's because I didn't want to waste my magic. Mana is one heck of a resource in these games, and you don't really want to run out of it, especially when you're not that close to a shop or a place to heal. Or not that close to level up, because level ups do fully heal you in these games. Well, Sorcery Saga, but, you know. Also, it's kind of fun to look over Schezo's various designs and see when this design pops up. Like, this is pretty close to his current Sega design, it's just that Sega made him a lot more blue. But it did pop up in other games as well. I think the one that I was, like, surprised to notice was, like, I want to say Magician's Tower and also, Madou Saturn. Both have this as the basic design, so Madou Saturn also uses those huge pauldrons that are on, like, every pauldroned character except for Arl. Actually, does Saturn usually get pauldrons? I never remember these things when I'm not, like, looking directly at them. Also, if it looks like I'm walking with, like, any kind of purpose in mind, it's most likely that I'm just trying to fill out the map. I have just enough memory to recollect, like, which direction I want to be heading in, and kind of basic idea of what the map was like the last I checked. But not much more than that. They also never... For this game and a couple of others, they never mark things like treasure chests or stairs. And in general, they don't really mark treasure chests, but they also leave the treasure chest on screen and don't make it visually noticeable that you've opened certain ones before. So you can just be tricked into opening empty chests. We really need a mod to get Oshir Bones in this game instead of Gala Whale. Yeah, he actually has freaking official art, like they really wanted to draw this dude again. Ah! I vaguely remember just trying really hard to get to the next floor and then this dude just harassing me the entire way. That was kind of my goal at this point, was just like escape Gay the Whale. Because he kept coming back. But then, you know, I accidentally misclick. That's your status, you don't want to click that. I'm probably nowhere on beat or anything. Sorry about that, guys. I just don't want to get into any more big topics when the video's about to end. Well, technically, I guess, technically, this game doesn't have stairs as magic circles, but you know, you get what I mean. Gets you to the next floor. Also, if you'll notice, I usually avoid stepping on the magic circles for a while. It's just to keep them, like, marked on my map in a way. And here's Succubus. I don't like Succubus in this game. I don't like Succubus in Compile at all. I like her Sega version. That's in Puyo Quest. I sure would appreciate it if she did not moan into my ears. Oh, video's ending. See you guys!